Hello and welcome to another video. This is basically my opinion, but mostly it's me asking for your opinion. I want to know what you guys think, because I'm pretty conflicted about this. It's what I'm gonna call the colorblind strategy. It's that you choose a stage and characters of specific colors so they actually blend in, so they form a little bit of a camouflage. First, this came to my attention at several top 8s. By several, I mean 2 or 3, I don't remember correctly, but I always remember people, the commentators specifically, saying, oh, they should change the stage, this is a top 8, because in this stage, the Forever a Clone, or whatever the clones from Fuqua are named, are kinda hard to see, and especially hard to see if you're a little bit colorblind even. And I'm not here to point any fingers, I'm not gonna say who's done it, I don't even know if they have done it on purpose, but all I know is it does happen in a tournament stage. Then I was playing online, and I stumbled upon a guy who used these colors on the Fetus of God quote unquote stage, and it was really hard for me to see. Everything was red and dark, and I honestly had a hard time seeing. So then I asked myself, what if I was colorblind? So I checked some colorblind facts, nothing too in-depth, but according to the US National Library of Medicine, red-green color vision defects are the most common from the color vision deficiency. So if anyone is colorblind, chances are they will not be able to see red or green the way as everyone else does. And according to this same place, people that have Northern European ancestry, so a lot of the United States, it happens in about 1 in 2 males and 1 in 200 females. So basically, if you just grab a random white guy in the United States, according to this, you have a 1 in 12 chance of that guy is colorblind. Now put this in a 64-man tournament. Just 64, that's not a lot. That means there's a chance between 5 and 6 people would be colorblind in the red-green color vision. So that's a lot of people that are or could be colorblind to a certain extent. So I went into a site called colorblindness.com to do a simulation. I did another simulation in a page that apparently is TopTal for designers. It's a color filter for color blindness. It's made so when you're designing something, you can check the color blindness filters and actually design something that won't be hard to see for colorblind people. I checked both of them, and both of them gave me the same results. I'm gonna start showing them here. First of all, look at this stage and these characters. Everything's red and dark. It's pretty hard for me to see here. Someone online actually used this against me. These colors, these stage, I had a hard time seeing, as I said. Now, if I had a hard time seeing, let's check the comparisons. I took a bunch, just a couple of screenshots. I'm gonna put them through the filters. So there's the red weak, which is you are not blind to the color red, but it kind of dilutes. I'm not familiar with proper terminology, so I apologize if I'm not using it correctly. But the colors are more faded, and it's even harder to see. I can only imagine how hard it is to see this in movement. And now we go to actual red blind, and everything kind of blends in. The characters don't pop out at all anymore. We go into the green. It fades a little bit, but it's not as bad. The green weak. And then we move on to the green blind, and it looks a little bit the same as the red blind. So if I want to up my chances in this game, I can just choose these colors and this stage. And people will have a little harder time seeing including myself, technically, but because I'm controlling the character, I know what's going on, I know what button to press, I pressed, and I know what to expect because I pressed that button. It's the reason why becoming invisible in fighting games is actually pretty good, because I'm still controlling it. I still know what I'm doing, but my opponent doesn't. So even if I can't really see my characters that well, I know exactly what I'm doing with them anyways. But my opponent has to rely on his eyes, on their eyes to do that. So then comes the argument that you can just ask for a change of stage, like the commentators were saying in a tournament, right? You can just do that, yeah. You can do that. I wasn't able to do that online. When I pressed change stages online, I was still in the second player spot online. So I couldn't change the stage. My opponent had to choose a different stage, and it was the same story. I'm not trying to say it's unfair or cheating or anything like that, because I personally am not colorblind. I do not know how it is. And fighting games are usually using everything inside the fighting game to give yourself a better chance of winning. Find something busted, make save resets, save setups, make everything so you have a better chance of winning. That's what fighting games are about. And the stage selection and the color selection kinda go into that, but I personally do not like it. I do not consider it cheating. Someone else, while I was streaming and this happened, actually just called it on full caps, that's cheating. I can see where they're coming from. I do not consider it cheating, but I consider it slimy. Specifically because there's colorblind people, and Skullgirls and a lot of other fighting games do not have colorblind filters. There are some games that do have colorblind filters, where you can press the colorblind option and you can like change the shading, the colors, so the characters always pop out and you don't have this sort of disadvantage. Other video games have this problem with like the first Mirror's Edge, where everything you could grab a ledge on was color coded with red, and as we just said, the green and red are red-green color blindness is pretty common, so it just makes the game harder for no reason in a fighting game in a competitive level. It just seems that this is something that needs to be like researched upon. We need to make video games more accessible to everyone, right? I like video games and I want other people to be able to enjoy the video games I can enjoy. So what do you guys think about all this? Is it fine to do this strategy? Should it be frowned upon? Like generally, I personally frown upon it because it just seems slimy to me. Do you guys think that's fair? Is it unfair of me to do that? Is it unfair for other people that they can take advantage of these sort of color problems in video games? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. That'll be it. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.